it's me, Mila Rose, and here we are for our Scorpio full moon eclipse readings for every sign. I'm going to run through each one. I don't know how many cards I'm going to pull. The only thing I know is that I want to do what's the energy for this sign, what we can do to work with that energy, and then I want to do what's the outcome going to look like. So that's kind of our main takeaways that I'm trying to get from this reading. So we're going to be using the Book of Shadows Tarot. So we're going to get started with Aries. So let's see what energy, and I'll be pulling an oracle card once I get done with everything. So let's see what Aries has going on. All right. Ooh, maybe I should have grabbed my singing bowl, but we'll see. So Aries, new moon in Scorpio, eclipse energy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle these cards, and then we are going to divide them into 3. I'm going to need to turn these upside down, and then we're going to be ready to go. Okay, let's start here. All right, so our first card that we're getting is the 9 of Wands. So Aries, you are going to be doing some work. You've been doing some work. You've been putting some things into place. You've been working on some projects, and you are really like in the thick of it right now, which is great for you. You're going to love that because you like to get up and get moving. You also got the Emperor. Yeah, you're definitely like hustling right now. You're definitely in your bag, trying to stay very focused on what it is that your like big goals you're trying to achieve, those things that are really important to you that you've been working towards for a long time, probably your New Year's resolutions. Now, whether you've seen a lot of progress on that or not, you're definitely feeling the weight of those things right now. And that's what Scorpio new moon or full moon and eclipse energy is bringing up for you. Ooh, and 6 of Swords. Yeah, you're needing to let go of something. You're needing to release something you are holding on to. I'm guessing. Let's keep going. Yeah, you're way too strict about how it is you're going about this in how you're thinking about it. You have got to let go of, if there's certain rules or regulations around this project that you're working on or this thing that you're trying to achieve, you really have to shift the way that you're looking at that, because you need to let go of it because it's causing you a lot of stress. We got the 6 of Swords and we got the 10 of Swords, which is saying that like you're already feeling the burden with the 9 of Wands. Like, it's great. You're seeing the harvest of this, but it's a lot of work. And then that Emperor is saying that you have a lot of rules and regulations going around everything. You're trying to stay on deadline. You're trying to stay on track, but you really need to kind of maybe let go a little bit and give yourself a little bit more leeway in how you go about things. And then from there, you're going to feel like a little bit of relief. You're going to get that new energy to start creating. That 1 of Pentacles is letting us know that you're going to have some new opportunities come in. You're going to be able to like take that deep breath that you're going to need and release a little bit once you learn to let go of how you're looking at things. All right. So how do we work with this energy? That Knight of Wands is saying that you're going to definitely need to make sure that you've got your energy up. You're going to need to be maybe working out. You're going to need to be maybe going to the gym, like going to fun places, things that give you that energy to get up and going. The 6 of Chalices is saying you need to maybe like enjoy some of the past, like remember the good things about why you started this project to begin with, because you're feeling frustrated right now. You know, it's feeling like a lot of work right now. So if you can remember why, like your passion behind why, it's going to help you through this. The 2 of Pentacles is saying that you are definitely dealing with some choices, which is probably going to also be what's stressing you out about this, is that as you're working through what's going on with that 9 of Wands and what's happening with the Emperor and needing to like stay in alignment with the rules and the regulations, you're having to make some choices about how you go about things, and you're going to need to then walk away from something. And that 2 of Pentacles is indicating like choose something, like you're going to have to make that choice. And once you make that choice, ooh, we got the Tower card. There's a big change coming in here, and I think it's you adjusting to that change. Like, remember, the energy of this eclipse was that you're going to have to walk away from something. It's something that's been really stressful for you, and it's going to lead you to a new opportunity. It's going to feel like a tower moment. You're going to have to allow yourself to really be open to this change that's coming in. So give yourself that. Oh, fantastic. And recognize yourself as the queen that you are, as the person who is abundant, who has all of that energy available to them. Like, let yourself bask in that and know that that is your true being, because that's going to help you to adjust to these changes that are coming, to the stress of the situation. All right, and then our outcome, chalices. We got the 3 of chalices. So it's going to be fun. You're going to end up being able to enjoy yourself. You're going to end up being able to have a great time. Justice. Okay, so you will get in what you put out of this, and that's corresponding with the 9 of Wands, which is talking about a good harvest. So if you're doing the work and you're really hustling and trying to get these projects to come to fruition, you will get that work out of it. The 5 of Pentacles, one of the things that I would say that you probably want to really be mindful of is this feeling of not being able to ask for help. Like, you're going to be feeling like, I have to be very independent. It's going to definitely feel like maybe the support systems that you thought were there in place, the emperor moves on their own, they're in charge, might not be coming through in the way that you would have liked for them to. So that might be something you experience as the outcome of all of this from the eclipse. The 7 of Pentacles is saying, though, again, we're looking at harvest. You're going to do this work and you're going to get the fruits of your labor. And then the 2 of Wands is your final card. So it's also going to give you a lot more choices. You're going to have a lot more opportunities to be able to tap into. So we have opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. All of this is leading to an expansion of opportunities available for you and things that you can do to move forward. So I think it's going to be really great energy for you, Aries. I'm super excited for you. And I think at the end, I'll just pull all of the oracle cards together and I'll just do like one for each sign. So thank you so much, Aries. I hope this is a great eclipse for you. And I'm going to go ahead and move to Taurus. So Taurus, happy eclipse. We are getting some of that energy. You've been kind of going through it. And I know folks have been like, oh, Taurus, this is your time. This is your season. It's going to be great. I don't know if you're actually experiencing that or if you're actually having that moment, but I hope it's been good for you. And I hope that you're feeling pretty okay with how things are going. So we're going to do yours just like we did for Aries. So we're going to do 3 piles. All right. And our first pile this is what the energy of the eclipse will be like. And it is, the devil. Yeah, y'all are feeling the temptation. Okay. You're definitely needing to work through some of that addictive behavior, some of those things in relationships that you have kind of held on to pretty tightly as we've been going through these eclipse cycles and that you've been needing to let go of. The High Priestess, but you are going to really be coming into your power. This release of these relationships is really going to be opening up to you just access to more of what it is you actually want and that belief in yourself that you can achieve those things. You got the Knave of Wands, which is it would be the Princess of Wands, or it would be the Page of Wands. And so the Knave of Wands is really saying like it's gonna feel like your life has restarted. It's gonna feel like you've just woken up after a really good nap. Like you're gonna be feeling that energy of getting up and being able to achieve the things you want to. So this eclipse is going to bring you some really good release energy and some really good renewal energy. King of Pentacles, this is your card. Yay, Taurus. So you are going to be feeling a little bit more like yourself. You're going to be feeling a little bit more like, okay, all of this hardship that I've been going through over these years, everything kind of falling apart, like, all right, I'm starting to see things come down. I'm starting to see the purpose behind this, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more calm, a little bit more steady. Then we have the Hierophant. I've seen the Hierophant pulled so many times lately in readings, and the Hierophant is really giving like a key about institutions and how we work with institutions and how we're changing those things. And with that Taurus energy, we're seeing a lot of economic institutions change, but Taurus, you're all about values and morals and ruled by Venus. And so you're really helping us to shift the way that our values are functioning and how our society is functioning in that sense. And you're going to be really feeling yourself being called into that space where people are going to be asking you more of your thoughts and opinions on things and needing you to step into more of a leadership role. So that's all the energy that the eclipse will be bringing in for you. This is how you work with it. Three of Chalices. Aries got a lot of similar energy with that Three of Chalices. You need to have a little bit of fun, lighten up a little bit. Queen of Pentacles, yeah, you're definitely pulling some of those Aries card. Queen of Pentacles is saying that this is a very abundant energy. Like, understand, like, that you are abundant, that you are able to create the things that you want. And how much more do we support that than with the Ace of Wands, which is literally like that birthing energy, that coming up from the ground from springtime. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, so you're going to be doing some work. It's going to be a little bit of work. You're going to need to dig in. But Taurus, you like that. Like, you like getting into the nitty gritty of things. So that should feel really supportive and good for you. Seven of Chalices as well. All right, you have a lot of choices going on. So I think that there's a little play going on between the Seven of Chalices and the Devil card that came up as your first card from this Scorpio energy. So I want you to be really mindful of if you have individuals coming up from the past, if you have relationships that are repeating themselves, if you're sitting here and you have a lot of choices to be made, to be mindful of the things you might not have the healthiest relationship with, and whether that's the choice you want to make in order to get where you want to be in the long run. Let's look at this outcome card. King of Chalices. This is great. Getting in touch with your emotions, feeling more like your emotions are more available to you, feeling more comfortable being in that space. That's not always the easiest thing for Tauruses, and it's not always the easiest thing for earth signs in general. Oh, you got the World card. Okay, the World is at your feet, Taurus. Okay, this is great because I know y'all been kind of going through it a little bit, but really this eclipse energy from this Scorpio full moon is really trying to close out some of these patterns, trying to close out some of these doors, and really trying to put you into places of power so that you can do what you do best, which is to help ground, but also to help provide security and value to our society. We also got the Sun card. Yeah, y'all are doing great. This is a wonderful outcome for you, Taurus. You got the Sun card. Oh, but you also got the Moon card. So maybe you're keeping a couple of things a little bit closer to your chest now. You know, you're not afraid to let your light shine, but you're also feeling like maybe I don't have to share as much. And that might also be, again, pulling into that the Devil card, because you might have found yourself being someone who's an overgiver and overshare. You're not necessarily keeping as much to yourself. And maybe you're feeling that urge now to be like, you know what, I'm stepping up so much, you know, and maybe I don't have to be as available as I always have been, keeping those really good, healthy relationships. And then we've got, this is your third seven. You got a Seven of Swords. And with that Seven of Swords, it's really saying, you know, you need to be a little clever, you know, think before you speak, be really mindful about how you move about things, but also be mindful of, because there's a flip side of the Sun card and the Moon card coming out right together, is there might be some relationships, there might be some of that lingering devil energy, those relationships that maybe you're not seeing everything for what it is, you're not seeing all the outcomes for what they are. Be really mindful, again, that Seven of Chalices, relationships where people might be hiding things or holding things back, where they might be being a little sneaky. There might be some sneaky folks around you at this time. So again, just be really aware, be really mindful, make sure that you are addressing those issues in those relationships that might be coming up like that. So there you go, Taurus. That is your new or full moon in Scorpio eclipse reading. I think that there's some great things coming into play for you, and I really want to make sure that my mic can actually hear me. I think there's some great things coming into play for you, and I am super excited for you to get everything that you deserve this full moon, and I hope you have a great one. I will see you at the end for your oracle card. Gemini, we're going to do yours next. So Gemini, how's it been going? How are you doing? I hope you're having a fabulous year so far. I know that there's been a lot of changes going on in the world of Gemini. Gemini has really had to kind of step up a bit this year. And I know you're probably like, we're always having to step up. We're always having to do the work. 'Tis true, but it's only because you have so many blessings available to you, which should feel great, right? Maybe not. Sometimes it feels like a burden to be very blessed and very well looked after. So let's see what this full moon eclipse has for you. So our first stack is going to be the energy for the full moon and the eclipse, which is literally the moon. Okay, so things may not be all that they seem. You may need to, Gemini, be very mindful of kind of what's going on around you. And also to take a moment to step into your awareness of your subconscious needs and desires. It's a time for you to go within. Scorpio full moon, this eclipse energy is really saying, all right, I know you love to be out there. You're a communicator, but I think it's time for you to communicate with yourself a little bit. Have that self-awareness. We have the Emperor. You're being right now a little, I know you don't like rules. I know you're not necessarily the one who's always ready to conform, but you're being asked to do so. You're being asked to get a system together. You're being asked to put things into order. The Emperor is saying, hey, I'm coming in and yes, I am running things, but there has to be a plan. And the sword, Page of Swords, Ace of Swords is saying, we need to make a plan. We need to think about things differently. We need to approach things differently. If we're not getting what we want, and it seems like maybe we're dealing with a lot of individuals where we're going back and forth and not, always being able to clearly get the support that we need to be able to build the relationships that we want, and we're feeling like we're just not as organized as we'd like to be to make that progress, like we have to look at things differently. So this, oh my, yes, this eclipse is definitely going to be calling you to change your mindset about things. So there may be some loss. There may be some loss. We got the Three of Swords. There may be some loss. There may be some heartache that comes from this full moon, that comes from this eclipse, but it's also going to lead you to a space where you're then able to celebrate the relationships that you do have. They will feel more precious. They will feel more supportive. You're really going to see kind of who are the people that are on your team and that will be there to support you in these years going forward as we shift from that Taurus Scorpio energy to that Aries Libra energy. And that's all about relationships. That's all about partnership. That's all about how we communicate with others and ourselves. And so this is going to be a really important time for you to have an understanding of how you go about communicating, how you go about planning your life, adding some structure. You're going to need a little bit of structure going forward. So how do we work with this energy? 10 of Pentacles. You're going to really be able to step in and just see that like you have a really great life that's available to you. You just have a little bit of cleaning up to do and forming some new relationships. Again, going back to that conversation about that 9 of Chalices where we're really looking at, okay, like who are the people that support me? And if those people aren't necessarily showing up, maybe there were some issues and some things that came to light from that moon card. Maybe it's time to form some new partnerships. Maybe it's time to form some new connections. The 10 of Wands, you're definitely putting in some work there. That Emperor card is coming in strong and it is like, look, we're not playing games anymore. You're going to have to put in the work. It's going to feel heavy. It's going to feel burdensome, but it will be good for you. In the end, you need this structure. 8 of Chalices is saying that you're going to need to put your head into the books, but it's also saying you're going to have to leave behind some of the ways that you've been going about things. The 8 of Chalices is a really great connection to the moon card because it's going within and it's observing the mysteries. It's getting that knowledge and information so that when you're moving forward and you're learning the lessons from what you've already experienced and not just repeating cycles over and over again. So change those lessons, change those cycles. 2 of Wands. With the 2 of Wands, how we're going to be able to work with this energy is we're going to have to take a little action plan. Make a choice. You're going to need to make a choice. You're going to need to see the path in front of you. You have all of this power. You have all these options. You put in all this work. You're making all these connections, but you're going to have to pick a path. It's again going back to that Emperor energy, changing the way that you're viewing things. And what's the outcome for this full moon and this eclipse is the 4 of Pentacles. Again, we're looking at you really maybe putting down some roots, maybe feeling a little bit stingy financially, but I think that you're really wanting to just have an understanding of what's going on with your money and being very clear on that. We also got the Queen of Swords. Again, you're going to be communicating really well. You're going to be able to stand in your power. You're going to be able to have these deep conversations you probably needed to about things that have come to light, things that have maybe hurt your feelings, that have been revealed to you through this eclipse. And now you're going to be able to say, like, I know that I can have those tough conversations. I can let go. I can walk away. And you're going to be fully standing in that. The Six of Pentacles. You may be feeling a bit like there's some power imbalances going on. That might be something that's, again, why you're starting to look at your finances a little differently. Like you felt really wonderful and secure, like you're working with that energy with the Ten of Pentacles. But now I think you're starting to re-examine what that's looking like. And it's definitely giving you a little bit of energy to be like, hey, I need to be a little bit more maybe aggressive in how I go about my finances, how I go about making money, how I go about making sure that I am safe and stable and secure. Because I think that one of the things you're going to find is that from operating from that Ten of Pentacles, you might have been resting on your laurels just a little bit without necessarily maybe having that awareness that you need to. And it's really opening, like this full moon eclipse in Scorpio is going to really open your eyes. It's going to open your eyes to, hey, like, I need to be aware of what's going on with my finances. And the Eight of Pentacles, again, it's all about money. It's all about finances. You're really going to be digging into, like, that's going to be the work that you can do to understand these relationships. So there might be a loss of a job. There might be a switch in a job because there seems to be a change in that relationship because your outcome is all reflecting things related to money. So there may be some type of changeroo that ends up happening or something economically that's really going to wake you up and make you really want to push hard and go hard for your finances. So there you go, Gemini. I hope everything ends up working out really well. I hope that you I think you're going to do great financially. I think you just have to button down a little bit and really make sure that you're taking a look at what's going on with my money. Don't just kind of put your head in the sand or be very like Gemini-ish and say like, oh, I'm going to just have a great time. Everything's going to be wonderful. I'm not worried about anything at all. You really need to, I think, be mindful and be aware of what's going on with your money. Cancers. And let's see what's going on with Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Happy eclipse. Happy full moon in Scorpio. Let's see what we've got going on. I'm not pulling cards out like that. I'm doing 3 piles just like everybody else. Let's see what we've got, Cancer. Okay, this is what the eclipse is bringing to you. Oh, you got the moon card as well. All right, so there might be some secrets. Everybody's had some secrets coming out. Ooh, 3 of Swords came up very quickly for you, though. Yeah, there's some big changes in your relationships coming on that the eclipse is going to reveal to you. So it might not go necessarily the way that you want to, but often when our heart is broken open is when we are able to be free and express ourselves and to feel the most. So you then got the Fool. So you got the Moon card, you got the 3 of Swords. There may be a break in a relationship, but then you got the Fool card. So this full moon, this eclipse is asking you to take a leap of faith. It's asking you, it's revealing some things to you. It's helping you to connect to what it is that you want in the depths of your soul, in your psyche. And then it's asking you to move on that information, not to just hold that in or to burrow into your crab shell. It's asking you to take that leap of faith and do what it is that your heart's been calling you to do. King of Swords, you're going to need to have it's going to call up some strong conversations. You're going to have some strong conversations. And the Tower, ooh, okay, this is a lot happening. There's a lot happening in your full moon, Cancer. I think it's going to bring some really big changes for you that might be expected, might be unexpected. The moon is indicating you might not have an awareness of everything that's going on, but it's going to shake things up. It's going to change things. And maybe that's exactly what you need. Let's figure out how we work with this energy. The Eight of Wands, we're going to do exactly that. We're going to work with this energy. We're going to flow with it. The Justice card. So if you've been doing what you should be doing, you've been telling the truth, you've been upfront, you've been clear, you are aware of how you feel, and you've been able to express yourself, justice will be served. So act in the way in which you want to be treated. What you put out there is what you're going to get back from this. Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. You're going to really need to step into some of that fiery energy from springtime. So if you've been feeling a little down in the dumps, or you've been feeling like overwhelmed, or just like you're not sure what's going on with the situation, you really want to know, it just doesn't seem like anyone's communicating the way that they need to. One, that communication is coming in, that eclipse is bringing in this communication. Those tough conversations are going to happen. And when that happens, the best way for you to work with this is to find ways to practice self-care, find ways to make sure that you can have joy and happiness and peace throughout the day. Be that Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands knows what she wants. She goes after it. She's very secure. She's very confident. She's able to speak her mind. She is just this light. So you need to be able to make sure that you're nurturing that light so that you can work through some of these harsher aspects that are coming out. We got the Nine of Pentacles. So yeah, you're gonna be working. But you're gonna be feeling good about it. You're gonna be getting that harvest in. You're gonna be kind of chilling. So going with the flow is going to be important for you at this time. You got the Eight of Wands, you've got the Justice card. So you know that you've been doing what you need to be doing. So being stressed out about these situations and these big changes that are happening is not going to be helpful for you whatsoever. Really, truly, you need to practice self-care. You need to be able to take joy in the things that you have had come to fruition and the things that you put a lot of hard work into. And our final card, the Five of Swords. So you're also going to need to be able to enjoy the victory of the spoils, even if you're not number one, as you can see on this one. And I don't know if it's going to be close enough in, but on this card, there's one person who's at the top, and then there's the other two winners. But regardless of how things turn out in this situation, like I said, justice will be served. Knowing that you've done everything that you could, and knowing that you've put in the work that you needed to, that is what to focus on. That's what you need to focus on. That's what you need to hold tight to. All right. The Star is your first outcome. So have hope. Have hope that things will work out. Have hope that things will improve. The Six of Pentacles. If you've been feeling a little like the power imbalances has thrown you off, like this whole situation has just really kind of knocked you off of your space of stability, and you're really feeling just like I'm just unsure of things, that's to be expected with big changes. So again, like how to work with this energy indicates, go into the spaces where you have done well, where you do feel safe, where you do feel secure, tap into those relationships. King of Pentacles, you will find some stability. That stability is coming. If there are any financial changes that go on, that stability will be there. You're there is going to be some really great work that comes out of this. And when I say work, I don't mean necessarily like a job. It could be a job, but really so much it's going to feel like all of that hard work that you've done in processing these big changes that come from this eclipse you're going to see the fruition of that. You're going to see the outcome of that. So that might be money, but it also might just be in goods and services and how you feel about yourself. And then finally, Five of Chalices is your last outcome card, which is definitely saying that, you're going to feel the loss of this. You're going to feel that heartache. You're going to feel that tower moment. It's going to feel deep. It's going to feel heavy. But working with this energy and understanding that all things go in cycles and that it's a time to release. It's better to have the moon and to know what's going on and to let go of these things and to take these chances and to reach out and to experience this change and to stay in the same cycle that you've been in, I'm guessing for quite some time. So the eclipse is going to really be opening some things up for you, Cancer, but I think that in the end it will be, because it's King of Pentacles and the Empress is just indicating how much, and the Star card, you have to hold on to hope and how much you have waiting for you, but you need to release what you've been holding on to in order to get these new things, in order to open up to this abundance. You've got to let go. You've got to actually see things for what they are and not let stuff slide. Like, don't let things slide. Don't let people treat you poorly. Don't let them take advantage of you. Like, you're really going to need to step into that power, even if it feels really difficult and it makes you really sad and your feelings are really hurt because of what you found out or what's been revealed. Like, you're going to have to let go just a little bit. Just a little bit, okay? All right. Hello, Leos. It's your turn. Leos, we are going to be getting to your eclipse reading. And let's see what we've got going on for our lovely Leos. Everybody's had a little bit of a moment, but good outcomes, good outcomes. So let's see what the energy for the eclipse is. The Knight of Chalices. Ooh, Leos, how are y'all feeling? Y'all had some new maybe love interest come in, but it also might just be something that's just made you feel really excited and well taken care of. But it's something that's moved in quickly. It's a new feeling and experiences happen quickly. The Seven of Swords is you have been feeling a little crafty. It's going to be having you feel a little crafty, feeling a little creative with maybe some of your storytelling and things. You might be experiencing a little sneakiness. Now that might be coming from you, but it might be also coming from this Knight of Chalices. So I'd be mindful of that. Four of Wands, but you're also experiencing a lot of stability. Your home life is feeling good. Your job's feeling good. You're just feeling like, I'm enjoying the way that things are going. Queen of Swords, you're expressing yourself well. You are feeling just really empowered. And the Wheel, you are breaking some cycles. You are breaking some of these patterns. You're moving forward. You're letting go. So yeah, there's a lot of good forward momentum here. I would just be mindful of that Seven of Swords and make sure that you are being upfront about things. And also with the Queen of Swords, making sure you're asking the hard questions. So if there has been someone who's come in, or there has been someone in your life who has all of a sudden been very present, very aware, very much wanting to share their feelings with you and connect with you, and maybe you had a past with this person, make sure you're asking the hard questions. Don't shy away from that and just be so happy in like the moment, the Four of Wands, living in the fantasy of what it is that you wanted, that you're missing out on some signs of concern. How to work with this energy. It's the Empress. You're abundant. You're fertile. So be mindful if you don't want to have kids. You're being able to create the world around you exactly as you want to. Temperance card. Balance out your heart and your mind. Make sure that, again, we're going back to that clarity. Make sure you're very clear. Make sure you're expressing yourself and make sure you're asking those hard questions. Five of Swords, if you are on top, you're coming out on top, you're feeling really good, that Five of Swords and Seven of Swords, it's always an interesting feeling. So if you are feeling like somebody's a little sneaky, like maybe you can't fully trust them, you might be wanting to yourself make sure that you have the tools and the evidence that's needed, that you're backing up your files, you're making sure you're recording conversations, that those screenshots of text are happening. You're just wanting to cover your tracks just a little bit. Seven of Chalices, because you have so many options available to you. You're feeling really good at this time. So work with those options. Keep your mind open, keep your heart open. Don't fall into just never making any choices though, because that Two of Pentacles is going to say, as these opportunities come up, there will be one that is very fruitful for you. It's going to be on the path of abundance that you're looking for. It's going to take you where you want to be. So get ready to have some of those choices pop up and needing to follow your heart and make those choices. You got the Six of Wands as your outcome. So you're going to be having victory in this situation. You're feeling, this is a good reading for you. You got the King of Pentacles as your outcome. You're going to be making that money. You're going to make those right choices. Ten of Chalices, even if things were a little shifty and shady, a little bit going, with this eclipse energy, you're asked the hard questions. You're getting what you're looking for. It's changing the way that you're looking at the world around you and opening up to those new opportunities. And then my last thing to say would just be mindful of power imbalances. Don't give your power away. Don't get so caught up in everything's going so good that one, you're fearful of, well, I need to make sure that I don't end up on the outside looking in, that I'm not begging for time and attention, that you're putting in too many cautionary things, but also make sure that you're not withholding and saying like, okay, well, I'm going to be the one now. Like, I'm going to be the one now who's in control of the finances, or I'm the one who's signing the checks now. Make sure that you get a nice balance going on with that system of power, and just be aware of how things can shift, especially as you move into spaces of feeling really empowered, having victory over any situation that's coming up, because you really don't have anything super negative going on. You're just opening up into a really great abundant space, Leo. So this is a great time for you. Scorpio energy is working for you. And that's going to be it for you, Leos. All right. Hi, Virgo. Happy full moon in Scorpio. Happy lunar eclipse. Let's see what the cards have for you today. We've had some pretty okay readings, so we'll see how this goes going forward. Let's see what we get. Okay, so this is the energy of the moon, of the eclipse that we get in the first one. So let's see what we've got. Okay, the Knave of Wands. All right, so it's calling you to take some action. There's going to be a lot of opportunities popping up for you. It's also saying that you are experiencing a pretty good life right now. 10 of Pentacles. You've been building on your legacy. You've been working towards it. Those doors are opening up with that Knave of Wands. Like, you're making a lot of progress towards your goals, especially for those long-term breaking generational curses, all that fun stuff goals. 4 of Pentacles, you also might be feeling a little like you're holding close to your money. You're keeping your feelings close. You're making sure that your finances are right. Like, you're very aware right now, the Emperor, and you are wanting that structure. You're wanting that structure. You're putting that structure into place. You're being called to make those plans. Make sure your files are in order. Make sure that your finances are in order. You are creating systems that bring functionality and that bring order to your life and probably to those around you. And your final card is the Devil, but you also may be like, you're in such a great space and you might be on a little bit of a power trip because this is such your energy and you're loving it and things are going really well. But be mindful of those addictions. Be mindful of those relationships and those things that might keep you in some negative patterns that maybe you want to get out of and that you're not so happy about. It might be where the scales tip a little bit too far into that Emperor energy, a little too far into that 4 of Pentacles energy, a little too far into that, I'm going to go after what I want and get it. Just be mindful of that because it's going to be popping up, especially if there's something that you've had to let go of to get to this point. How you work with this energy is the King of Wands. Again, like knowing what you want, feeling very safe, feeling very secure, being your charismatic self that you can be. Don't let anyone tell you differently, Virgos. 8 of Pentacles, doing the work, putting the work in, not shying away from the things that are coming up, the responsibilities. The 8 of Chalices. So 8s for me are always cycles. So this may be something that you've done before. You may have, and this is an eclipse, and this is a series of eclipses, the ending of it. We've seen these patterns before. We've seen the outcome of how this works. So with that 8 of Chalices, again, you need to take the wisdom from what you've learned from those previous cycles and put that into action, put that into play. Don't make the same choices you made before if you want to get different outcomes. The Lover's card. All right, being open to love, being open to support. No one gets to the legacy without there being something or someone to have a legacy with, to have a community to give back to. So being open to that. And then the 7 of Chalices, you actually have a lot of options available to you at this time. And it's saying to keep that in mind. Don't feel so restricted or restrained that you're maybe making past choices. We got the Devil and the Chalices, right? 7 of Chalices right on top of each other is that temptation to want to go with maybe the choice is not the best one for you. So just be mindful of that. And your outcome is Queen of Chalices. Oh, supportive. You are really connecting to your emotions. You're really being able to be open to that. And that's not I think something that is a stereotype for Virgos is, maybe not being as emotionally available and things like that. But this Scorpio energy is really calling you deeply into your heart space. And because you feel more safe and more secure, it's allowing you to open up to that and to share that with others and to build that connection that's needed for that 10 of Pentacles, for that 8 of Chalices, for that 7 of Chalices. Like, to be able to let go and to move forward and to find love and to open yourself up to that, you gotta have that heart space be available to you. 9 of Wands. So you're getting the harvest of what you put in that hard work for, but it is hard work. So you're feeling that, but I think it's going to help you to shine, to let your light be seen about how important Virgos are for our world to function as it should. We need that Virgo energy. We need that meticulous nature. We need that ability to see all these great details, to say like, hey, I can see the plan and how to put this into place. Here's your program. Here's the stuff that you need. Here's how we help this, how we fix this. And people are really going to appreciate that hard work that you're able to do. We got the 7 of Wands. Again, we're looking at a lot of work. We're putting in that work. It's going to be great. We got the Moon card. So, all right, this Moon card as your outcome card is to be mindful. You have a string here. This last line, the Devil card, the 7 of Chalices, and the Moon card, is you have such good energy on the front side that there's just this little inkling that's like, just be mindful, just be aware, just keep in the back of your mind that like, I need to have balance. I need to be connecting in my relationships. I cannot turn into a workaholic, especially if that's your pattern. If that's the pattern, the cycle that's coming up with the 8 of Pentacles and the 8 of Chalices is having that issue of finding that balance between your work life and your home life or your relationships. Just be mindful of that and be aware that that's something that could pop up. And it also could be something that's a little triggering for you as you see the success start to roll in and you start to see people really being grateful for all the work that you do. So great reading. Yay, Virgos. So that'll be it for you. Go check out your sun, your rising, your moon sign. They'll all be up. And I should hopefully have the timestamps in there as well. And then I will also be pulling oracle cards at the end. All right. Libras. Hello. Hello, Libras. It is time. It is our time. I'm a Libra sun. So I'm excited to see what we got for this one, but I'm going to try to remove myself from this reading so that it'll be more objective. I don't know how objective it could be, but I'm going to try. So here we go. All right. So we're starting off with what the energy of the eclipse is bringing. So, 10 of Pentacles. All right. So we've been working on building a legacy. We've been working on putting plans in place to secure our future. We've been working on our relationships, and the eclipse is bringing all of that up to light. And it's saying, hey, you've been putting in the work. You're going to see the fruition of all of this. You're going to see all the stuff that you worked on, and you're going to be feeling pretty good about it, which is great. We got the 3 of Pentacles. We may be finding a mentor. We may be finding our expertise. We may be finding what really allows us to feel fruitful and fulfilled. So we're getting a couple of pentacle cards. We're getting some money cards. So we might have some career moves happening and coming up from this eclipse. The Knave of Wands. We feel energized. We feel awake. We feel aware. We're like, we want to go after this. Like, we are feeling the drive to achieve these goals. 9 of Swords. Okay, but what's happening? We might be feeling a little overwhelmed. We're definitely overthinking some things. We're definitely feeling a little stressed out, probably from all these things going on. And we are feeling a little stressed about things. We're feeling that. It's happening, okay? Probably because we have so much going on and we're really trying to get these things done. And it's things that we really want. That 10 of Pentacles is saying that this is something that we've been wanting to build for a long time. It's something we want to be able to leave for those who come after us. So it's important to us. 5 of Wands. Ooh, okay. Yeah, we are working. We are working, okay? And there's some friction. maybe some friendly competition. There may be other people in our field. We may be going for a promotion. We may be starting a new business. There's things going on here, and that's probably where a little bit of that stress is coming from. But this eclipse is going to bring that up for us. It's going to bring up some of that friendly competition that's saying like, hey, if you really want this, you're going to have to go out after it, because there's other people that want similar, maybe the same, but similar. And this should add to your fire. Let the competition, let the other people being interested in the topics you're interested in add to your fire. We got the Hierophant as this next row is how to work with this energy. So the Hierophant is like the male version of the High Priestess. It is kind of a more masculine form of how we create institutions related to our faith, related to what we believe in. And so it's really saying like to step into that role of having faith and of understanding how our systems around us function. That Scorpio energy is really deep in that one. Like some of that shadow work that you're needing to do around having faith that you can actually achieve the goals that you want to achieve. That's how we work with this energy. We got the King of Pentacles. Again, you are stable, you are secure, you are someone who feels at home being in positions of power and being able to wield large projects and large amounts of money and big forms of material goods. Like step into that, work with that energy. The Knave of Pentacles. You got to get excited. There's so much excited. And the Knave of Wands is right over that Knave of Pentacles. Like that excitement energy, that go-getter energy, like dig into that, hold into that, because that's going to help you work through some of this competition and some of that mind stuff. It's saying ground into your body, ground into the physical and the material, what you could see, what you could touch, what you could smell, to keep you grounded and help some of those 9 of Wands, overthinking, stress, and anxiety that's coming up. Ooh, 10 of Chalices. All right, our support systems are here for us. They can help us. Use them as soundboards. Use them as people to help you out if you need assistance. We did get the 3 of Pentacles, where it's saying like community and help and expertise and maybe having a mentor. Like check in there and find that stability. And then the Moon. So the Moon in a space where it's how do you work with that energy is saying, one, to be mindful of there may not be, you might not know everything, but it's also saying being able to have the strength to go into those shadows. I think there's some shadow work that needs to be done at this time, Libras, that's going to be around money, that's going to be around making money, feeling prosperous, feeling abundant, feeling like you can achieve the goals that you want to get done. And that's probably feeding into some of that 9 of Swords energy. But when you go in and you look at that Hierophant and you act as the Hierophant, you have faith, you believe in your higher power, you do that work related there, and you can go into your psyche and you can say, okay, shadows, I see you. I know that you're trying to protect me from my fears of failure, but I am going to go after these things and I know I can do them. And then you utilize and you leverage your support system. You'll be able to work really well with this this Scorpio energy. All right, let's see what the outcome is. The Wheel. So we're going to be moving forward. We're going to see some forward momentum. If we've been stuck in a cycle, then you're going to be seeing that cycle start to come to an end. It is the final eclipse in this series. Queen of Chalices. Ooh, tapping into that energy of our emotions. We're going to be able to emotionally express ourselves more. We're going to be feeling a little bit more stable and secure, which is great for that energy up there. 9 of Wands. Woo, but we working, but we're seeing the fruit of all the things that we have put into it. The Sun card, I think everyone has gotten the Sun like on their outcome, I believe. But we're getting the Sun, we're shining, we're letting people see us, we're putting that expertise into play. And then the 10 of Swords. So although we are stressed out, although we were really feeling it and going through it a little bit from this eclipse, we're seeing that we're at the end of this. Look at how beautiful this card is. This is why I like this deck. It's a woman, she's on her porch and she's got 2 phoenixes. We're rising from the ashes. We may have had to burn some things down to get to this point, to release some things. We've really had to step into that fiery energy of that 3 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. But we're seeing that in the end, that when we have faith, when we face our shadows, we can be reborn into the light and we can shine and we can achieve the things that we want to achieve. So, yay, Libras! If you are interested in doing some shadow work or you want some assistance with shadow work, particularly around money, particularly around abundance, hit me up and let me know. I have some work that I'm doing with Jupiter specifically around abundance. I have some work doing specifically with Scorpio, which also looks at abundance. But Scorpio work with shadow work is that very deep. It's looking at a lot of your cycles. It's looking at a lot of your connections to things that you're frightened of that have to do with taboo subjects. So money is one of those. I'm doing all that work. So if you're looking for assistance there, you want a tarot reading to kind of find out what specifically is happening for you and what you need to work on, I have my books are open for tarot readings. They are also open for shadow work, assistance, coaching, shadow work, tarot reading. So just let me know and we can get into the nitty gritty for you, Libra, and everybody else as well. All right, so Scorpios, woo! It's your full moon. It's your time to dig in deep. And I know you're tired of that. I know you're over it. I have a lot of Scorpio energy. I have Pluto, Mercury, and Venus in Scorpio in the 8th house. So I be feeling it. I be feeling it too, Scorpio. So I'm here with you. So we're going to see what's going on for this eclipse. We're going to see what's going on with this full moon. And we're going to get a read on the energy, all right? And I'm hoping for blessings for all of us, okay? All right. Here's the energy of the eclipse is the Ace of Swords. So this eclipse is going to bring some changes in how we think about things, bring some changes in how we view things, a shift in our ideology. This may be related to how we feel about being able to move forward. And it's going to light us up. It's going to make us go after our goals. It's going to make us go after what we're interested in. Ooh, 5 of Chalices. So we've got, it might be a little challenging. It's going to be emotionally draining. It's going to be something that's really making us feel like, dang, these are the things I could have done. These are the things I could have achieved. It's going to bring up some of that energy for us. But then we got the Knave of Swords, which no one has gotten the Knave of Swords. And I really see that connection between this Page of Swords and this Knave of Swords. Like we are really starting to think about things differently. And this Knight of Wands, which is giving us that energy to chase after things, to actually move forward. This 5 of Chalices, which is saying that, hey, we're aware and we're feeling what we've left behind, is going to, again, push us. It's pushing us into and pushing forward to change how it is that we've thought about things, how we've spoken about things, and our ideology around our life. Oh, and the Knave of Chalices. Yeah, there is a lot of change. You're going to see a lot of just a big push of energy to change how you think about things, how you speak about things, how you approach your relationships. You're seeing a lot of changes come up, and it's going to be pretty quick. Like they're not going to take a while to see come about. You're going to be feeling them real quick. How do we work with this energy? Get you a mentor. 3 of Pentacles, get a mentor. Find someone who's gone through this before. Dig in deep. Make sure you're really, and if you are skilled in this, if this is an area of your expertise, go ahead and tap into that. Tap into that. Find folks who, they excel at being able to tap into their emotions and tap into their thoughts and to get that out in some way, shape, or form. So whether this is artists, writers, maybe you're into film, maybe you're into, maybe you like business and you enjoy folks who are able to create a really great business proposal or grant proposal. Find those individuals, tap into that and see how they've gone about this transition in their life and how they put this fire, this new energy of movement into, how they put that into motion. Knight of Pentacles. I mean, all the knights, just all the knights, all the knaves. So this knight is really saying also, this knight is like, okay, now you're going after your money. Work with that grounding energy of being able to bring about abundance in your life. Then we got the Knave of Pentacles. I mean, literally, It's just knight, knight, knave, knave, knave. Like there's some new project, there's some new, you are feeling renewed. Scorpio, you're having a phoenix moment. You've been down in the dumps, in the dust, and you've been really trying to get all of this work together, and you're finally having that moment where you are alive again, where you're feeling like there's some hope, you're feeling like there's some like light at the end of the tunnel. What else do we get? The King of Pentacles. Oh, come on now. Come on now. You have gotten the Knight of Pentacles, the Knave of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. If you are not in your bag right now, if you are not utilizing those skills that you have to be able to watch trends, to be able to see patterns, to be able to understand what's going on economically and put that into practice, woo, you missing out. You missing out, Scorpio. Get into that bag. And then the Nine of Chalices. So you're going to be feeling the celebration of it. You're going to be enjoying yourself. Like you're going to enjoy yourself. Don't take things too much to heart. Yes, you could have made different choices in the past, but as you can see here, that if you utilize the wisdom that you have picked up from the choices that you have made, from the lessons you have learned, you're going to be able to work really well with this energy as it comes in. Your outcome card is the Eight of Wands. So there's definitely some cycles happening here that you're still going to be experiencing a little bit of, but that forward momentum, that forward energy is really going to get you going in that and get you out of some of these spaces. Two of Pentacles, you may have a new job or a new money opportunity coming up, which is not surprising because with all this Pentacle energy, all this Knave, all this Knight's energy, like that money was coming in some way, shape, or form. The Devil, be mindful of your addictions, be mindful of unhealthy connections, be mindful of, getting to this really high point with your money and then maybe squandering it all. That might be that ideology that you needed to switch up at the top. Be mindful of that. Three of Swords, there may be some heartbreak here. There may be some heartache here that comes from this because, not everyone can move forward with you. And especially when we have a new way that we're approaching life, when maybe people are used to you showing up in a certain way and all of a sudden you have this light within you, this fire within you, you're literally the phoenix rising from the ashes. Not everybody can handle that. Not everybody can understand that, and they might not be able to move forward with you, and that's okay. The Tower, there is a big change coming for you. There is a big change coming. And it started with this change in ideology. It started in how you're changing your thoughts and how you're changing how you understand the world around you. And it just flowed through all of this. You have so much forward momentum. And that forward momentum in a space when you've been very, I hate to say stagnant, but stagnant. If you've been feeling really stagnant, you've been feeling really low. And then all of a sudden it's just like a woof, like towers are bound to crumble. Things are bound to change very quickly. So there will be big change that comes forth from you stepping into this really powerful awakening energy. But I think you need that. I think you need it. So Scorpio, some big things coming, some big things going on here. We will pull oracle cards for everyone at the end, and then that'll be it. So happy eclipse. If you would like assistance, if you would like a personal reading, just let me know. My books are open. All right. Hello, Sagittarius. How are you? Happy full moon in Scorpio. Happy eclipse. I love Sagittarius. I think y'all are super fun. And I think that you're going to have a good eclipse. I'm going to put that energy out there for you. I think some of y'all have been going through it. It's been a little rough. So let's see what the eclipse has for Sagittarius. Four of Pentacles. Yes, you're doing some work. You're buttoning down the hatches. You're looking how you make money. Five of Chalices. Yeah, you have been going through it. I know. The World. But the World is available to you. You are seeing that you have so much that you can access, that you can do, that can be in your world. It may be feeling a little overwhelming. You got the Eight of Swords. So yeah, you might be feeling a little overwhelmed because you're needing to move on from something. You're needing to let something go, and learn, find some wisdom in that. Nine of Swords, yeah, you're feeling overwhelmed. This is fascinating because we got the Four of Pentacles. So money wise, you're holding on to things pretty tightly. The Scorpio energy is bringing on the like, hey, like keep your finances together. It's telling you Five of Chalices, you know, you're thinking about the things that could have been, should have been, would have been. You're thinking about the past. While a little trying to move forward, you're seeing that like the world is alive, it's available to you. Hopefully you don't feel like it's passing it by. You feel like you can't access it. But then at the same time, you're also feeling like, what do I have to let go of? You're seeing it's coming up for you, the things that you gotta let go of in order to move forward into that space. And you are stressed about that. You're going to be stressed about that. But how do we work with that energy? Maybe we can shift some of this Nine of Swords around. The Sun. You got to let yourself be seen. You got to let yourself be heard. You got to be the Sagittarius, okay? Get out there, all right? The Chariot. You got to move. You got to move. You got to let go. Come on. The Five of Chalices right over the Chariot. You can't sit here and be so sad about the things that could have happened, about the opportunities that you've missed, about the things that you could have done, the people you could have loved. You got to move on. You got to let it go and move on in order to move forward into this world card, the Knight of Chalices. And be brave. Be brave. Be emotionally brave. You can do this. You're strong. You have an ability to be able to just be this bright, shining light. You just got to let yourself have that space to do so. You got the Star. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. Stay in that hopeful energy and communicate. Set boundaries. Let people know where you stand. Communicate your feelings and where you are and what it is that you want. Like such good energy of how to work with this. You just can't get bogged down in the past. There's so much here that's in the past and in your head where it's saying out here, you gotta shine. You gotta feel. You gotta hold on to the good things and then express those boundaries. And your outcome card is the Magician, literally. By will alone, you can create the world that you want to have. You can have the world. You have that last card, and not quite the first because that would be the Fool, but you have the last card and the first card. You have everything within your power to have the world. Six of Wands, you will have victory in these situations. You will achieve the things that you want to achieve. Six of Pentacles, I know you're a little worried about that power imbalance. You're a little worried that you might be, that things might not work out, or that you might have so much ability that you're a little worried about that. The Hermit card. If you need to take some time to yourself because you are feeling overwhelmed, do that. Do that as these things come to fruition, and as you're feeling that and recognizing that you have the power to achieve the things you want, as you're recognizing that, you know, you are going to have victory in this situation, as you're like, dang, what do I do? Because I've never been in a position where I've felt this powerful or this in control, you know, take time to integrate and process that. And then finally, the Emperor, you know, have that order, get that system, get those processes into place to be able to organize all these things that are going to be coming into fruition for you. Because I think it might feel like a lot. But when you relax a little, take some time to yourself, and then put some stuff into place, get a budget, get a budget, get a budget, get a planner. Don't overbook yourself. Don't overwork yourself, but really take a strategic stance on things. It's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic. That's wonderful for you, Sagittarius. I'm very happy with your reading. So I will be pulling oracle cards at the end. Hello, Capricorns. Happy eclipse. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're having a great eclipse season. I feel like I haven't heard that much about Capricorns lately. How are y'all doing? How are things going? I think Capricorns have just been doing the work. Maybe everybody's been a little too emotional for them, and they're not feeling all of that. So let's see what the cards have to say. Let's see what the cards have to say for Capricorn for this eclipse. Shall we? Okay. So we have making sure everything's going well. Okay, you're for the Empress. You have been working. You have been feeling fruitful. You have been feeling great. You're either feeling on top of things, the Five of Swords, or you might be feeling like, dang, you know, like maybe I gotta get my skills up to make sure that, you know, there might be other people surpassing me, but I'm gonna be at the top. Ooh, Four of Chalices. So this eclipse is going to be asking you to take a little bit of a break. You're abundant, you know, you're getting your skills up. Ooh, and it's going to also be bringing you, ooh, maybe you're a little too charismatic right now. Maybe you're a little too attractive. Maybe, you know, you've been working a little too much because you got a lot of choices coming up for you. You might have some exes coming back. You might have some, just a lot of suitors, whether that be, I'm thinking it's leaning a little bit more towards academic or work wise. So there might be a lot of jobs wanting to come into play. And you might be feeling a little stressed about that. You might be feeling a little stressed, but that's going to be all right. We're going to figure out how to work with this energy. So the moon, you need to go within, do some shadow work, figure out why you're feeling stressed about this, figuring out why it's not easy for you to relax and figure out what choice it is that you need to make for all these options. The Tower. Now, when you're looking at the Tower with how do you work with an energy? Tower is sudden change and transformation. It's a revelation. It's a lightning bolt striking and then everything kind of falling apart around you. So if you're going within and you're doing this shadow work as you should be doing with the moon card, you may gain a revelation and embracing that change, choosing to allow the tower to crumble. If there's been an idea of who you are that you've been holding on to, that's been grounded in, I'm very abundant and I have to be the winner, and you know, there isn't time to relax because I have all these choices and it's just so much. Embracing that maybe there is a change that has to come and maybe you do need to shift and make a choice and release some things. It'll help you through it. Embrace the change as it comes. The Eight of Chalices, once you learn that wisdom, walk away from the things that no longer serve you and the things you no longer need. The King of Swords, communicate. You're going to have to set some boundaries with folks and you're going to have to let them know how you feel. And the Ten of Chalices, make sure, tap into your community, tap into your support system. That's going to help you navigate and probably make some of these choices that are coming up. Our outcome card is the Knave of Chalices. So you're going to be experiencing some new feelings about this. You might be feeling a little tender. That's all right. Knight of Swords, but it's going to inspire you to speak up. It's going to inspire you to maybe make some new plans, some new ways of approaching things. Ooh, the Lover's card. It's going to really renew your relationships. It's going to really add some love there. So if this has been a relationship, and there's been a new relationship choices coming in, like I said, maybe you're a little too fertile, a little too attractive, you know, it's going to bring you some of that, like the chalices, the Ten of Cups, and allowing yourself to be loved, allowing yourself to be supported, allowing these people to help you make choices from your community. It's setting you up for a really wonderful space of feeling that love, feeling that support, and even having a new relationship pop up that's very fulfilling. Five of Pentacles. Now, you might be a little worried about money, but I feel like that's nothing new for you. And then Ten of Wands, and you're working hard, which again, I think is not anything that's new to you. So that's your outcome. It's a nice little cycle that goes a little bit, depending on how you want to look at it. That's really saying from that Empress of like, oh, I'm abundant and I'm just sitting and I'm just soaking up because I'm just creating so much, to like a dang, all right, now I'm putting in the work. And that's all right. I think that might feel a little bit more at home for you, a little bit more of your norm. But I think it'll be all right. And I think it'll be good for you. Those revelations, that shadow work that you're doing, is going to really open up some things for you and allow for you to step into a new space. Hello, Aquarius. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful eclipse season. I hope everything is going wonderfully for you. You have so much going on with your energy. The squares from the eclipse, all the stuff going on in Taurus, the squares from that, your own energy with, who is it in your sign now? Is it Saturn, I think, or Pluto? Somebody's in Aquarius. Like, you just have a lot going on. So let's see what this eclipse is bringing to you. Our first deck is going to be the energy of the eclipse. Five of Pentacles. All right, so you're a little concerned about funds. You're a little concerned about money. You may need some assistance, but you're not wanting to ask for it. You're wanting to create something new that can support yourself. 10 of Pentacles, but that option's coming for you. You've been actually working on this for quite some time. You've been wanting to work on, and the importance of having a legacy is really going to be big for you. And that's going to be coming up for you from this eclipse. The 9 of Chalices, being able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, being able to have family and community around you. 2 of Pentacles, you're going to have a choice. Okay, so there's a choice coming up that's related to building this legacy. And the Devil. A lot of folks have gotten the Devil. And I think it's really been saying that we need to take a look at our addictions, but our patterns, the things that we've gotten so used to that we just keep creating those circumstances over and over and over again. If one of those for you is about being abundant and is about not always having the means or the resources to take care of yourself, and then not necessarily feeling like you have a supportive community or system around you, really taking a look at where is that coming from? How do you build that system? How do you build that foundation so that you can get to that legacy piece? So how do we work with this energy? Let's see what we get. We got the Tower. So the Capricorn's got the Tower as well. In the space of how do you work with this energy. And it was really about for them, and I think for you as well, is that as you do some of this reflective, well, for you, it's really letting the revelations come in, because you didn't even get the Moon card first. You got the Tower card first. You've got to let the radical change happen. Accept it, integrate it, know that it's coming. You got the 8 of Chalices. So we're seeing some patterns here, but we're also seeing that you're going to have to take that information from this revelation, from the Tower moment, use it, tap into it, and allow that to help you to move on. 7 of Pentacles. So again, you're going to be working hard. You're going to be building your skills. You're going to be learning and growing. 4 of Swords. You may need to take a little bit of a break, take a little bit of a reprieve, because you're going to be working really hard and it's going to feel like a lot. And as this stuff comes up, it's going to feel like a lot. And then King of Wands. Step into your power. Use that charisma that Aquarius has. Use that uniqueness that you have that makes people want to understand you, that makes people want to be around you. I know you might be feeling like, no, people think I'm strange, or they're like, your energy's a little off-putting. But things that are not usual, not that you're going to see every day, are things that can be very attractive. It can be very magnetic. So shift into that magnetism that Aquarius has, from that Saturn energy, from just being able to see, like, there's all these squares going on with Scorpio and with Taurus, and squares energy is a lot of tension. But when there's a lot of tension, once that tension is done, there's a release. And I think that you can tap into that release, like you're holding the reins between these two spaces. And I think you can really utilize that to feel and help yourself through some of these moments that are coming up, and some of these connections that you have that may not be the healthiest. Outcome. Knave of Wands. So you're going to be that inspiration, that spark of inspiration, that spark of light is coming up for you. Oh, Page of Cups, a new relationship, a new way of feeling about things. 7 of Wands. Yeah, you're going to be feeling that desire to do the work, the desire to get things done, especially after experiencing some good energy. Ooh, the Hierophant. You're going to be seeing yourself elevated to a position of importance around your ability to be able to, your beliefs, and how you see the world. People are really going to start to honor that, and to be like, this is super important. We really need you to be in these spaces. And then the 8 of Pentacles. So those patterns again, those cycles again, 8 of Pentacles. So you're going to be feeling good about the work that you're doing. You're going to be feeling good about the connections that you're making. So a lot of this insecurity that you might be feeling, some of this wanting to build this legacy, those pieces are falling into place here, not only in your creativity, but in your relationships, and in your ability to be able to use your beliefs, and to use your unique abilities to be able to create a really stable foundation for yourself. So, yay, Aquarius! This sounds fantastic. It'll be a little work to get there, but you'll get there, and that's all that matters. Alrighty, so I will see you at the end of this reading for the oracle cards. Hello, Pisces. How are you? I'm a Pisces rising, so you know I'm here with you. We're making it, you know, existential dread and all of that coming together. Let's see what we've got going on for Pisces for the eclipse and for that full moon in Scorpio. I am not doing cards that pop out. I'm looking at creating the piles and we'll pull from there. So let's see what we get. Oh, okay. We're going to leave that at the top. Interesting. All right, so this is the energy. This first pile is the energy that the eclipse is bringing to us. So we got the moon. Oh, we're going in deep, y'all. We're going in deep. Could we have it any other way, Pisces? Could we have it any other way? 10 of Wands. Oh, we're working hard too. Oh my gosh. All right, the Hangman. I hate this card, but that's fine. I used to get this card all the time, and it was so annoying because I was just wanting to make progress. I was just wanting something to shift, to change. Okay, so we got the moon. So then we're going to get some things revealed to us. Some things will be unearthed. We're going to have to do some shadow work, all right? It's our usual, okay? We're down in the depths, the Pisces energy. And it's going to feel like a lot of work. And we've been experiencing a lot of work. We're a little stressed, but we're like, you know what? We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going. We're almost at the end. We're getting there. The Hangman. With the Hangman, you know, we're going to just have to chill out a little while. We're not going to make that quick progress that we're wanting to make. It's just not going to happen. All right. We're also going to be experiencing some of those power imbalances. We may be feeling like we are in need of resources and we're not sure how to get the access to it. It's probably related to the shadow work that we have to do. But we also may be feeling like other people are asking a lot of us and we just don't have that 10 of Wands. We just don't have the energy, the Hangman. The energy's just not there. The energy's not there. Our ability to make these changes that people are wanting is not there. Like, we're feeling it. And our last one is the Knight of Swords. Oh, all right. So we may be wanting to express ourselves during this eclipse. You might start writing a book. You might start doing maybe more public speaking. You may just be, you know, if someone cuts you off in line, you say, hey, that's not fair. It could be something as small as that. So let me turn this off real quick. Okay, there we go. It could be something as small or as simple as that. So we're going to be feeling that call to speak up and advocate for ourselves just a little bit more. So that's going to be great coming for us with that eclipse energy. So how do we work with this? Because there's a lot going on right now. The Chariot, we're going to have to move on. We're going to have to tap into some of that Cancerian energy. We're going to have our support systems, and we're going to have to take this moon energy, not the moon, and then the Chariot right on top of each other. We're going to have to take some of this insights that we get from the shadow work and learn how to let go, integrate those shadows into our being, and roll with the punches as they come. Judgment card, you reap what you sow. I would say that understanding how we've gotten to where we are is going to be really important, and giving ourselves some grace as we come to these realizations, as we do this work, and as we see why we're in the situation that we're still in, as we're hanging out here as the Hangman, and learning to sacrifice, as we're learning to sacrifice maybe some of the things we've wanted or our time and our energy to put in the work here. Judgment card is saying, you know, there's a reason why these things have happened and why you're going through this experience, and to find what that silver lining is. Three of Swords, we may have to tap into the wisdom and insights that come from loss, that come from having our heart broken open. It gives you a unique perspective on things, and it gives you a way, especially if you've experienced this before, to cope with the loss and the change and the sacrifice. That, you know, is sitting right there under the Hangman and saying that, man, there were so many things that I wanted. I was so ready to go after them, and I'm doing all of this hard work, and I'm doing all of my shadow work and all of my figuring out my childhood wounds and my relationship to my family, and yet I'm still kind of feeling like I'm not there yet, I'm not there yet, you know, the wisdom that we've gained from knowing that sometimes you have to let things go, you have to move on, you have to understand how you got there, is going to help us through in this moment. The Lovers card, woo! We may have a relationship or a partnership or some form of support coming in to help us out to move through this. I don't see anything that's super bad there, so that's great. And then the Ace of Swords. Changing the way that we think about things, changing the way that we view things, shifting our perspective. It's like taking that hangman and starting to turn it upside down. It's time for us to shift the way that we view this. And it's going to come up with that Knight of Swords. And as we're expressing ourselves more, feeling more able to let people know what it is that we've gone through and what it is that we've experienced. And our outcome. Ace of Chalices. Yeah, there's definitely some new connection coming in, new way of feeling about things. Six of Swords. We are needing to let go. We're going to end up having to let go of maybe some of this more painful situations, this hard work, this what we have found in the shadow. Eight of Chalices. Again, we're looking at those lovely patterns. We love those lovely patterns. Eight of Chalices is saying again, tap into that wisdom. This wisdom that we've seen from having to hang out and wait for the changes, wait for the growth, wait for all the things, the heartache that we've experienced, and having to wait and having to not be able to see the all the things that we've wanted always come work out for us. You know, that heartbreak card. We're going to have to take that wisdom of our ability to have the spectrum of emotions and use that as fuel to move forward. Two of Swords. We'll need to go within. There's a choice that's coming forward to us, and we have to go within to make that decision. And then Knight of Chalices. So we may be having someone come in that's very quick. So that might be a part of this pattern. So if we've done some of this shadow work, we've done some letting go, we've been stuck maybe in a stagnant relationship or a job situation or something like that. There's a relationship that we've been kind of chilling in for a little bit, and that could be the relationship with ourselves. So we go within and we're like, okay, we got to move forward. We've got to understand how we got here. We've got to use the wisdom of what we've had. We have to have our support system. We have to change the way we look at things. And then we have something new that pops up, a new job, a new relationship, a new way of looking at ourselves. And we find that we have to, with this Six of Swords, move on from, again, we're letting go again, because we're like, all right, you know, the way that we've looked at this before has not always been very helpful for us. Again, the Eight of Chalices. We have to move on. We've got to use this wisdom. And now we're presented with this choice. Do we take in this new thing that has shown up for us, or do we, from what we have learned, make a different decision, especially if it's something that feels really quick and really familiar and not necessarily something that brings us a lot of peace. If it brings you peace, if it brings you joy, if you are like this homie here, chilling, feeling all the good feelings coming in, when you get that moment, that sense of peace that's in these two cards, that's the choice to make. So as this choice comes up for us from all this hard work, Pisces, when we feel that peace, when we feel that safety, when we feel that security, that is the choice to make. But if it is something familiar that we have experienced a heartache around before, the pattern is there, the signs are there, and we have hung out in that space for so long, you should be able to pick it up pretty easily. It's time to make a new choice, one that will bring you peace. But all right, that is it. That is it, Pisces. And now we will be doing the oracle cards for all 12 signs. I'm going to shuffle through these and just pull them out, and we'll see what we do. Now, do I know exactly what all these mean? No. But we're going to figure it out as we go. All righty, let's see what we get. We're going to shuffle this, and then we're just going to take the 12 cards. All right, well, there's the first one at least. Take the 12 cards that come out on top. All right, so for Aries, embrace the dark. Go within, do your shadow work. Surrender to the flow, Taurus. I know you like to dig your heels in, but sometimes you just got to go with the flow. Embrace the feminine, Gemini. You know, I don't really get into a lot of that essentialist stuff, but Embrace the feminine. Let yourself be open to creation. Let yourself be open to shifts. For the Cancers, make the sacrifice. Sometimes you gotta let go. Open up, Cancer. I know you like to be in your shell and you like to have your safe space, but sometimes you gotta embrace, make this sacrifice. Let it go. Trust in the magic, Leos. Oh my goodness, Leos, this is great for you. Trust in the magic. Trust in that you are this shining light and that you will be able to work everything out. For my Virgos, challenge your perception. Shift the way that you are viewing things. Shift the way that you are going about things. For the Libras, seek your destiny. You've got a higher purpose. You've got really big stuff going on. You've been willing to really work towards that, and it came up all in your reading, Libra. Seek your purpose. Scorpios, know your fears. Not face your fears, know your fears. That's that shadow work. That's that knowing what's hindering you, knowing what's in your path and what's influencing the decisions you make. Sagittarius, stay strong. I tell you, keep hope alive, Sagittarius. Keep hope alive. I know it's been a little rough, but you've got it. It's literally a dragon. You've got it. You'll be fine. Let the emotions flow, Capricorn. You know, like I said, you got to dig into those emotions sometimes. I know that that's not always the most comfortable, but it's going to be happening. Heed the messages. Aquarius is coming in. People need your guidance. They need your assistance. But you need to be mindful and wise in what you do. And let two become one. Oh, that Lovers card. Oh, the Ace of Cups. Oh, all of that, Pisces. But also, you know, sometimes maybe you just need to connect with yourself and let that two become one. Connect your consciousness with your unconscious. Let your many parts of yourself integrate. All right, that's it for the eclipse. Thank y'all for watching. Let me know how it goes for you. I so appreciate you all, and I wish you the happiest of eclipses, the happiest of energies, and the happiest of full moons. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.